Well, here we are again. Today I'm making an Oviraptor fossil. You remember this guy from the Disney movie Dinosaur. Alright, I'm going to be starting with a cast of a fossil sculpt I did in a previous video, and we'll build off of that. Alright, we want to be using some bacon bond on there, get a good solid connection. I got a couple of pictures here we're going to be using as a reference for skeleton, how to form it up. Now I'm using Sculpted Primo for the skeleton part. Looks good so far, and we'll continue this spine down this way. Alright, well now it's time to do the skull. I went through several renditions in order to get a good shape and good size for this. Didn't seem to want to work for me. Alright, well this skull, I got the right shape on everything, but after a little while looking at it, it was just too small, so I ended up remaking it off camera. You'll notice it later on in the video. As you can see, I'm switching back to Sculpted Living Doll. Help give that contrast. You can see the differences. You can see how all the ribs have kind of stacked up on themselves. You kind of have to remember that this is a fossil been buried under the ground for millions of years. So. sculpting in the arm bone underneath the ribs, or laying on its side when it died, protecting its nest. Alright, now I'm going to go ahead and put in the borders. But at this time I'm kind of realizing what I'd like to do is kind of show that they have dug up this bone, the skeleton, so the surrounding edges will be still built up dirt. I'll be adding the textures into that. Alright, made this small little box here. We're going to get it glued down and we'll make a mold. Alright, well, I'm using another type of silicone here. It's a lot more rigid than the previous stuff that I was using. That I'll show you in the light green. The light green's a lot more flexible. This one's a little bit more rigid, so it holds its shape really good, laying it flat down. Alright, we got ourselves a good cast here. I'll just go ahead, I'm going to throw this in the oven, kind of speed up the drying process and stuff, so I'm going to jump into painting. Alright, we got a good covered base paint all the way around, make it look like the dirt. Alright, well, we got all the bones and the eggs painted up here. I'm going to go ahead and do a nice wash. Alright, well, I'm going to be using Mr. Resin here. Go around the border, give it a nice shine. That's where it's going to be handled the most, so give it a little bit of protection too. Alright, well, this one turned out pretty good. I'll make 3 more with 3 different sets of colors, and then off to the final showing here.